Today we have a special speaker, my dear friend Lubna Dadabhoy. I am so happy that she was able to join us today because I've been trying hard to come to Olive at different periods of time. If you own our Olive cookbook, if you enjoy some of the most the professionally taken pictures, it was Lubna who took them. She is very creative and talented, and a little bit about her is that she's the founder and creative director behind Wafia Los Angeles, where she spends her time pushing the boundaries of design through art and color. She is a content creator and passionate crafter. She enjoys finding and showcasing the beauty in all things. When she's not tinkering on the computer or brandishing a paintbrush, Lubna enjoys traveling and hiking with her family and capturing special moments in time through photography. So Lubna, it is extremely nice to have you here today. Welcome.
Jazakallah khair. Thank you so much, Sister Zainab, for inviting me and including me. And when I had received your message and we were talking, I was remembering all of the fun times that we had when I had come, and we had, I had the honor of taking all of the pictures for the cookbook, for the Olive cookbook. And mashallah, all of the dishes, I was very lucky enough to try everybody's tasty dishes, and I will remember it for the rest of my life. And alhamdulillah, now all of those delicious recipes are in a copy that I also own. And I'm excited to cook from it and share it with my family. So Jazakallah khair for inviting me for that event as well. And I was really honored to have been a part of such a beautiful event. So Jazakallah khair.
So what are we doing today, Lubna?
So today we are going to be making apothecary jars. I had made some apothecary jars a couple years ago, and we used it in our Ramadan hot chocolate station. I had a bunch of them. I had made about 4 or 5. I actually gifted them to an Islamic studies teacher at an Islamic school, and they had set it up in their classroom for all of the kids to take treats from it during the month of Ramadan. So I don't have them with me, but I do have pictures. I don't know if I can share. Is it possible to share a screen?
Yes, it is.
Let me see.
It's the picture you shared in the flyer, right? Like that's.
Oh yes, yes.
Show, right? They've seen it. They've seen
okay. It. Oh, okay, perfect.
So you make one for your home now, since you gave yours away.
Yes, so I'm gonna make one. I'm actually gifting. So the one I'll be making is for my niece. I'm actually going to be making it as part of her Eid gift, and I'll put some Eid treats inside and kind of decorate it with her name. You can do this type of activity. You can do. You can use it for anything that you like. You can use it for, you can put treats inside, you can put candies inside, you can actually make like a little sadaqah jar and put money inside and then collect it at the end of the week to take it to the masjid. You can, I used it to store marshmallows and things like that in my hot chocolate station. So it's very versatile. And the good thing about it is if you want to change up the design, you can simply repaint over it and change it up and repurpose and reuse. And it's the gift that keeps on giving in that way. So let me, was everybody able to kind of find some of the supplies, or are we going to just work together, follow along? How should we go about it, Sister Zainab?
Yes, please first start with showing us all the materials that you'll be using today. I know 1 or 2 Olivers are doing it with you, and the rest will be watching you while you're doing it and having a conversation. We'll connect and create, as we call it.
Awesome. Okay, I'm going to just lower my camera because I have my workspace set up around me. Let me see. Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Perfect. Okay, there we go. Okay. So from the supplies that we have a terracotta pot. So it looks like this. A good size to work with was a 6-inch. So we have our vessel here, and it looks like this. And then we have the lid. So this is the lid that sits under our pot. And then usually you have a plant inside, but we're going to take all the pieces apart and we're going to rearrange them. So we're going to have our terracotta pot, and then we have our glass bowl. It's just like a fish bowl, a very small bowl. It has a opening here, and this fits on top. We're going to be gluing this down. And then this lid that was underneath the terracotta pot, we're going to be using it as a lid on top. And then we have our, let me open it. And then we have our brown, our wooden dowel, and we're going to be gluing it on top, and that's going to act as our lid. So we're basically going to be painting and decorating this, and then we can fill it with items, and then it'll be ready for gifting. So we would just need the extra supplies aside from these main pieces would be paint brushes. If you have paint brushes, something to put your paint on. Different colored paints. If you want to pick different color paints for your project, if you have an idea, you would need E600 glue, E6000 glue, sorry. But this is really, really strong stuff. I had tried this project originally with hot glue, and it did not hold up. Everything kind of came apart, and we don't want to take that risk. So this is good, strong stuff. And what else? And oh, you will also need a piece of paper and a pencil to sketch out your design, kind of what pattern you want to do, color you want to do, if you want to do something that's more landscape or more scenic. And so you would just sketch out your design with a pencil and then transfer it to the terracotta pot. So those are the supplies kind of that we would need for today, inshallah. Okay, so I have, should we just get started, inshallah?
Yes, let's do it. Anybody have questions?
Any questions?
You're muted, Narmeen.
Sorry, I have a quick question. Your brushes, what kind of brushes are you using? Is it
just regular, they're just regular paint brushes. I actually just pulled what I had at home. They're just regular kids brushes, whatever I had at home.
Okay.
Is that watercolor or acrylic paint?
The paint is acrylic.
Acrylic.
Any kind of acrylic paint, yes.
All right, let's get started.
Okay, inshallah. So I have a piece of paper here. I'm going to sketch out my design. Instead of doing some kind of a scenery, I think I'm going to do like a pattern just to kind of keep it simple. I'm just going to sketch it out really quick on paper. Since I'm going to be putting some candy inside, I think I'm going to make it striped like a confectioner's store. So I'm just going to go ahead and make my pattern. And this is just a rough drawing. And then
now the pattern that you would make, would it be on all sides of the terracotta pot?
Yes, it's going to wrap around your whole pot here. So your main design, you would kind of want it on this space here. And then the bottom area, it's kind of more of like just something decorative, like another pattern or dots or solid color. The good thing about this is, so you could use the same E6000 glue, and you can apply ribbon, like ribbon tape or fringe tape or any kind of tassel ribbon. You can apply it to the top, the bottom, the lid, and it kind of just dresses it up a little bit. So any kind of ribbons or tapes or things that you have at home that you want to kind of embellish, you can totally do that as well.
Sounds good.
So I have my design. It looks very simple. It's something like this. Let me see if I can bring it up. I wrote my niece's name in a little frame right here. Her name is Malika, and I have the stripe pattern at the top, and I'm going to alternate the colors. So I'm going to kind of sketch it out on my my pot first. I'm just going to kind of draw the lines directly on it. And I have an eraser and it comes off. So please don't feel scared to get in there and sketch it out and make mistakes. You can always erase and begin again.
I think this is a great activity to do with your grandkids while they're there, because those pots I know are so forgiving in the sense that they're very easy to paint on, right? They're like easy to deal with material. So next, if our party, plan ahead, Oliver's, and have them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I kind of have my design sketched out. I just made simple lines to kind of show where I'm going to be painting. And then I picked out my colors, and I picked out like a rainbow colors. I have 4 boys, so I very rarely get a chance to go anywhere pink, purple. It's very much blue, gray, black. So I said, I am making something for my niece today, and I am doing all the pinks and all the purples and all of those colors because they love those colors. So I'm very excited. I'm excited. There's going to be the only pink thing probably in my house. So until Eid day, that is. So I'm going to open my paints, and I'm going to put them in my plate.
Did you get these paints from Michael's, Lubna?
Yes, they are from Michael's. They so they have different packs. So they look like this. They're the Craft Smart, and you can get them in many packs. You can get a smaller pack of 10. This is a pack of 36. And you can use a 20% coupon as well from Michael's, and that really helps with the cost. But any paint that you have at home, as long as I think it's as acrylic, it should work perfectly.
And you can buy these individually as well if you just want like 1 or 2 colors. I've actually seen them at Dollar Tree. Not every Dollar Tree probably, but certain Dollar Trees do carry these smaller smaller size ones. Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, Dollar Tree is.
I love the Dollar Tree.
I
love that place.
It's amazing for arts and crafts.
Yes, yes. Okay, so now I have my paint. I'm starting with pink, and I'm just going to be going straight in and painting the lines. And the beauty about this is it doesn't have to be perfect. I know Zainab can probably attest to this, that I am a little bit of a perfectionist. So for me to have everything lined up and straight, but the beauty in this is that it's very personal. It shows that you've put hard work and handwork into it. So it doesn't have to be perfect. It is you and yours and your personality, and that will translate into your art.
Now, Oliver's, if you were to make something like this, what would you put in the apothecary jar?
Jur.
Yeah, dates. I was thinking dates too. I think so. Why not?
Yeah, why not? It looks pretty fancy.
Yeah, it would be a good gift to give with dates.
Yes.
True.
Put a little ribbon on it with a tag. Absolutely.
Yeah. Make it a Ramadan theme. Maybe have the crescent and stars on it, right?
Oh, there you go. I spy sister Nermeen's.
Yes, I love it. I love it.
Actually, I love the sadaqah idea, making it into a sadaqah.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree. I think I have one in my house, and then the kids are really tempted to put something, right? Like every day, especially during the month of Ramadan, right? Because there is such blessings in giving sadaqah. Oh, see, that's easy now. There we go.
It's pink. I'm so happy.
Hey, I like it because it's so simple to do, Lubna.
Yes, yes.
You know, it looks really nice, the end product, but it's easy to do. It's like anyone can do this.
Yes, yes. As long as your pieces, you know, and it doesn't have to be expensive. It doesn't have to be brand new either. Even if you have old jars or, you know, things that you aren't using, I find I actually like going to Goodwill and thrift stores, and I like to see what I can use and repurpose from there, because it's just items that people don't have a use for in their home anymore, and you know, you can find great things and repurpose them, and I think that's great.
I agree.
It's a relaxing type of thing too, to get creative.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
Distressor.
Yes.
It is. And when you're repurposing, it's therapeutic too.
It's therapeutic.
Yes. Especially, you know, Ramadan, you know, you have to be, you know, you want to maximize your time as well, right? And if you're crafting or doing something special, it's all with the intention of, you know, giving to others. And I think that also is it's a form of worship, right? We also have that time. It's peaceful, it's quiet, we're crafting, we can do our dhikr, we can do our Quran, we can listen to a lecture. There's so many lectures available online, mashallah, that you know, we can kind of tune into, and you can basically accomplish two things at one time. Okay,
now, one of the things I loved that you did that I've yet to emulate in my home is that hot chocolate station. I think that's such a good idea. Like when the kids come home from, you know, prayer, late night prayer, like something to look forward to, all the items right there.
Yes, yes. We started that in, I think it was 2013. That was the first year that we did it. And it was, my kids were younger, way much younger at that time. And it was so wonderful to sit down. I think also when we had started it was winter time. So when I brought it up to my kids this year, they were like, but it's really hot. As well, you know, there's coffee and everything at 12 o'clock 12 o'clock at night after Tarawih prayers. I don't think that's such a great idea. But if you're looking for something warm, we can do a hot chocolate bar. So that's a great idea for kids to kind of, you know, sit down, enjoy some time with their parents as well. It's been a really big hit in our house every time that we've done it. So inshallah, if you would like to put one of those together, just little things to kind of romanticize and kind of bring in that cheer when you pass by. It makes you happy. It makes you want to enjoy it. You know, add a little flowers here and there, add something in a pretty little bowl. It just kind of makes you feel good to see it. Okay, finished all my pink. There's all my pink stripes.
Oh, wow. Pretty.
I'm going to go in with, let's do blue, like a baby blue.
Did you do one coat, you would say?
I did one coat. I'm going to wait for it to dry. Because this is a lighter color pink, I might go in with a second coat, but I'm going to see. I'm going to see how this blue turns out. And then when the blue dries, then I can go back in with the pink and just do another coat. So I have this. I'm just going to go in with the blue. And I like to embellish with gold paint as well. Kind of gives a little shimmer and shine and makes things kind of pop.
Now, how many in the audience are actually doing it live? I know Zubayda auntie had brought all the supplies, so I think she is doing it. Yeah, I know for sure one person is. That's awesome.
These would also make good neighbor gifts too. If you gift to your neighbors in Ramadan, I know a lot of times some people gift food to their neighbors, their non-Muslim neighbors. And I understand with the pandemic, it's maybe a little uncomfortable to give something cooked from home for them to receive. But what we can do with this idea is you could paint something maybe upside this way, and you can put like a plant inside, and you know, something that's like painted from your house, from your family to them, and tie a little Ramadan, happy Ramadan card, maybe a little with a note explaining what Ramadan is. And that would also be a good idea to gift to your neighbors, and then they can put it in their yard and remember that you gifted it to them.
So if you were using that as a plant pot, would you still use the acrylic paint? Or would you use a different paint?
Because I think it's on the exterior of the pot. I think it should be okay. I'm trying to think if I have ever painted a pot, a terracotta pot before. I think it should be okay. Are you
I've
asking
done that with my grandchildren, putting 5 fingers on the terracotta pot, and they actually painted it, and then they also put some plants in it.
Oh,
this was
very
years ago. Yeah.
Oh, subhanAllah, that's beautiful. That's a great keepsake.
I would totally see you doing something with gardening. Very nicely.
MashaAllah.
I love it.
So Oliver's, we've at the Olive Base in the future, we are having, we got a whole bunch of these terracotta pots for another project that Nermeen will be leading. We'll be making mini herbal gardens using them. So fun activity coming up with these.
Inshallah.
Good. Yeah. Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Inshallah.
Inshallah. Okay. Okay, I am almost done with my first coat here. It's kind of like this.
It's really pretty.
Still kind of drying, and I miscounted, so now I have a blue and a pink, so I'm going to extend it a little bit to kind of cover up that gap. And then that can be the back side of the jar too, if it's something that you kind of make a little mistake on. But and my pink, extend that. Okay, so here's the bottom of my jar. I'm going to let it dry a little bit, and I'm going to work on this bottom area here. Let that dry a bit. I think I will go in maybe with purple. And just do a big. When I did this project a couple of years ago, I sat at my kitchen table and my family got really involved. My husband came, he actually did the Arabic lettering that you saw on the example picture on the flyer. And my husband also painted, there was another picture that wasn't on the flyer, but we had done like a landscape of the mountains. And we had done a crescent moon coming out, peeking out from behind the mountains. So he had painted that himself, and everyone really got into it and wanted to make their own, with their own take on it. So it was really fun. I was just thinking what kind of candy I would think to put in here. And since these colors are kind of pastel and kind of spring-like, they have those candy-covered almonds available now. And I think that would kind of look cute. I'll put inside of this jar.
The Jordan almonds?
The Jordan almonds, yes.
So I guess it's not just Malika that will be enjoying them. The whole family will.
Yes, the whole family. Actually, I have 2 nieces here, so I have a feeling after we're done with this session, I'm going to have to paint one more because her sister will say, but Lubna Foy, where's mine? Where's mine? So I'm going to have to paint another one for sure. Okay, and there's bottom is purple. Okay. And let's see. Okay, I think I'm going to go in with one more coat. I'm going to do a really quick, I'm going to take a big brush and I'm going to go in really quick and just do the pink and the blue, just kind of one more time, just to give it an extra coverage. How is everyone's Ramadan going so far?
Alhamdulillah.
So far, so good.
Alhamdulillah.
Trying to stay indoors today.
Yeah, it's very hot.
Very hot.
Yes, it is. And windy.
And windy. It's the Santa Ana winds. They're blowing, so allergies and everything is flaring up.
True.
Actually, it's been nice because we've been able to go for Taraweeh, right, this year.
Oh,
yes,
that's
mashallah.
so true. Yeah, that's so true.
We miss that, going and seeing all of our friends and family and community together. It's something that you didn't know you would miss until it was taken from you.
So true.
Yeah.
Okay. I did a second coat of my pink and I will do a second coat of blue, and then I will kind of embellish with gold, and then I think the bottom part will be done. I hope I'm not going too fast or too slow for anyone who is following along with me here.
No, you're good. It's showing us if we can finish this activity in an hour.
Oh, it's an hour? What time is it? Okay. All right. What time are we ending? I thought we had 2 hours. Okay.
No.
So all afternoon painting and decorating. Okay. Well, we'll speed it up.
We have till 12, but I think you're doing good. I think
you're doing good. Yeah.
Okay. I think after this is the lid, right?
After this is the lid. Yes. After this. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Woo, Zainab. I'm starting to sweat a little bit now. Okay.
It's okay. You're good.
Okay. Let's see.
And if there's some elements that you have to finish afterward, that's fine. You can share the picture.
For sure.
Our Olivers are very, very cool. They are always forgiving. And right now, no one's doing it with you live, so they're not bugging you.
No, mashallah. No. I'm so glad that everyone came, and
if we're all doing it together, then there would have been possibly a rush. Yeah.
Inshallah, I hope that this tutorial is easy. It makes sense. The way that I'm explaining it. Sorry, sometimes I can be a little bit kind of here, kind of there. But I would be so happy if you took pictures of your creations and shared them so that I could see. I would love to see what you do. And all the ideas that you come up with, mashallah, based on all of the things that Zainab has shared with me about the olive community, you are so creative and so talented, and mashallah, I just love to see all of that, that when Zainab shares it with me. Okay, have my colors. Now it's all the stripes. So the lines are a little messy, but that's okay. I'm gonna go in with gold. Actually, I'm going to go in with gold. Oh, okay, and I'm going through all of my paint brushes here. I'm just kind of using them. I have a plate set up on the side. And I am just making,
it dries fairly fast too, right?
yes. I'm making like little candy swooshes that you would find on like the awnings of a candy store. And you can go all into detail, and with a very fine paintbrush, you can take your time and paint landscape, and or you can just paint the whole thing one color and put a simple message on it, put some dots all over, though that also would be really, really pretty. Some dots, some stars, hearts. Okay, I'm just doing the bottom part here. Okay, once this is done, I think I'm going to let it dry, and I'm going to attach the base to the top part. Okay, while we work on the lid. Just going all the way around. I don't know if you can see.
It looks really pretty.
Thank you.
That gold makes a difference.
Yes, in the light, as you can see it here, it's kind of shimmering and shining. This also looks to be a little bit see-through, transparent, so I may have to go in later on and do another coat. But for now, this should be okay. Okay. So I have that done. Okay, so I'm going to move this on the side, bring this forward. Okay, so I have my base here. So mine came with a sticker on top. So we're going to take that out and paint the top here because it will be visible through the glass bowl. So you could paint it whatever color you like. I'm going to go in with the pink. And I'm just going to paint the top. Okay, so now that's done. So I have all the parts painted. The top is painted, the sides are painted, and my base area is painted as well. And I think this is kind of dry as well. So I'm going to move this on the side because I need the top to dry before we attach this on and we glue it in place. So we're going to move to the lid, and it looks like this. It also has a sticker on it, so we can remove that.
Now, does the lid come with the terracotta pot usually?
Where I've seen it sold, it comes separately, but has anybody else seen it as a set?
No, they usually sell it separately.
Separately. Here. Okay. And I'm just going to go in with purple. So I'm going to match the top to the bottom and go all the way around. Okay, so there's the purple, and I'm going to go in with pink, and I'm going to do the very top of this part here, pink. My lines where the colors are joining are a little rough, but I'm going to go in with the gold after it's dried and kind of make it a little bit neater. I just want to make sure that all the parts are put together and done before I run out of time because I take a lot of time, and we have 20 minutes, so now I'm on the clock. So I'm gonna make sure that we finish. Okay.
You're good. I'm sure it'll be okay if we run over a few minutes, Zainab.
Yeah,
Right?
that'll be fine. Don't freak out.
Okay.
We want Melissa to be happy with her gift.
I'll be doing a lot of repainting after she kind of picks up all the.
Maybe you would probably do another coat if you need to, right? That's
Yes.
probably
Yes.
it.
Okay, so now I did the gold here. I don't know if you can see. So this is a very sheer color. So when I did it on the bottom, it's really popping because it's on top of the purple. When I did it straight onto the base of the terracotta, I can see the orange color underneath. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint it, but I may have to go over it with a different color and then accent it with gold after it dries, because I really want that color to kind of pop instead of kind of blending in with the terracotta orange color, unless you want that look. But again, it's paint, it's forgiving. You can paint over it. You can change it up however you like. Okay. Okay, so there's my base, my lid actually. And then I'm going to let those dry. I'm actually going to bring in the purple a little bit more because now the gold won't show up. So I'm going to bring in the purple all the way to the edge to kind of cover it up. Okay. Okay, so now the lid is done. It's all painted. And now we will paint the lid. So this has a flat part. With whoever was able to buy the supplies, were you able to find this piece that kind of has like a flat bottom to it?
I don't know if she's muted right now.
Oh, okay.
So it needs to have a flat bottom. That's an important part, right? So that you can
yes,
glue
it
it.
needs to have a flat bottom. Yes. I guess you could use something that was circular, but you would probably need a lot of glue to kind of press it in and make sure that it forms that base. It's kind of stuck in there. Then I think that would work. But something that has a flat bottom would work for sure. Any kind of bead or any kind of square wooden piece, any kind of those things that you can kind of lift up as a handle, that would work great. Okay, and I'm going to go in with blue, and I'm going to paint this blue. Okay, and it's okay to get messy. That's all part of the fun.
Can you put your finger inside the hole? Maybe that will help.
It doesn't go all the way in. Let me check.
Oh, okay.
Ah, yeah, there we go. It's like one of those olives. I used to do this when I was a kid. My mom would get those black olives and we would make it with pizza, and I would put them on all my fingers and then I would eat them from every finger. Okay. And Okay, so there's a blue, that's done. I'm going to let it rest here. Okay, now my base, that's dry. Okay, so we're going to assemble. So I'm going to take my, my glass jar. There's another sticker at the bottom. Oh, I should have done this before, but let me see if I can pull it cleanly off. Okay, perfect. Okay, so now I have my base, and then I take my E6000 glue. This is very potent stuff, so I'm going to make sure I don't get it on my clothes or anything like that. And I'm going to put it directly on my top here. And I'm going to squeeze it out. And you're going to put it everywhere that, oh, let me wipe it first. Everywhere that the bowl is going to be touching. Okay. Okay, so I took it all the way to the edges. Okay, and I'm going to stick my bowl on top in the center. So once this goes on, good luck to remove it. All right. Okay. Oh, look at that. It's already kind of stuck on there.
Wow.
Okay, so we're gonna let that stay. And then let me take a look at my lid. Okay, no, this still has some time to dry. So ideally you would completely finish the base before. I'm just going to assemble it. I can still go in and paint afterwards, but I just wanted to assemble it with everybody today. So you could go in and make sure all the parts are finished before you attach the glass bowl to it. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, that's still kind of wet. Okay, so I am going to decorate a little bit more. Let me see. We're almost done. I want to go in with gold on the edges here.
I think the E6000, is it the kind of glue that some of you use for your succulent arrangements? I'm thinking, does that make sense, Zarina Auntie?
No, I think they use the glue gun, right?
You're muted, you're muted.
Actually, glue gun also works.
Okay. But I've heard that E6000 with Abda Auntie, she's mentioned it to me to bring it once when she was doing an arrangement.
Right. You know, so when you do it in a different arrangement, not in a, like not in a frame, like you have some animals or some different containers, then you need those solid glue.
Right, right. When we did it with a pumpkin. Yeah.
Correct.
All right.
Oh. Wow, a pumpkin succulent arrangement?
Yeah, like you take out the top part of the pumpkin. Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. Right.
Abida is expert. Trust me.
She has a beautiful garden showcasing all of her
Succulents, everything.
Plants, everything. Mashallah, mashallah.
Everything, mashallah.
Okay, so my lid is dry. So what we're going to do is we're going to glue the lid on to the handle onto the lid. We kind of have to just estimate where the center would be. I'm just going to see. Mine looks like that's kind of the center. So I'm going to put some glue and stick it on.
Oliver's, be careful when using that glue.
Yes.
Don't get your fingers stuck.
Don't get your fingers stuck. Otherwise, you're going with the gift. Wherever it's going, you're going right with it. Okay, so this needs to set a bit. So this looks like it's pretty
so
dry.
Strong, yeah, that's so.
Oh, I know, not fully dry yet, but we'll give it a little bit more time. But it is quite strong. Once it fully sets and hardens, it will be very, very, very strong. Okay, so I'm going to just place this on top. This is still, I just did this and we saw what happened with this one. So it needs to kind of set for a little bit longer, but then this piece will go on top right here.
Mm.
And then there we have our finished jar. I don't want to touch it because this is still wet on the side here, but.
Now, what were you planning to do for her name? I'm curious.
So for her name, so after this all dried, again, I was a little ambitious because I thought we had more time, but what I'm planning to do is after this all dries, and I do the stripes down the center, down between each of the colors, I was going to make, using this green color. I have a green color. I wanted to do like a little banner, kind of like a little curved banner with some square and rounded edges. And then I was going to write her name on top of that with gold and then decorate her name with little dots. So that was going to be right down here. And then I was going to attach a little ribbon with a gift card hanging that says Eid Mubarak. And I was going to fill it with her favorite candies and treats, maybe put some little bit Eid-y inside. And then that would be, you know, her Eid gift. So just something like this.
Now, I'm sorry we had you rush towards the end. Are you still able to paint it? Will you be still able to do it even after being glued? Okay, good.
Yes, absolutely. All right, as long as if everybody is okay with, if everybody's okay with that.
Still have 10 minutes, about 10 minutes.
Sure. Yes. I'm going to bring my paint plate back.
Do you put any embellishments on the glass part?
I have not, but you can. That sounds like a great idea. Glass etching, you can do glass etching on there. You can actually take gems and glue them on so that it's embellished in that way. That sounds really nice. Even stickers. So here's the other thing actually that I forgot to mention. So if you, I know not, you know, I'm not an artist in the sense that I cannot draw pictures and copy things like that. I can make patterns and things like that. But if you want to actually have like flowers or rainbows or things like that, that you, I'm not, maybe not feel 100% confident that you can. I know that you all can, but for somebody like me who might feel a little intimidated to do it, you can always get stickers, ready-made stickers from the store, and you can attach them on top and then paint over it with Mod Podge. And then that kind of seals it in and it gives you a custom design, and you can decorate it with all sorts of stickers and colors and designs. And that's also another option if you choose not to paint. Okay, so I'm going to go in with the gold.
Yeah, I was wondering if something like this would work.
Oh, yes, that's beautiful. Yes, it would. That's lovely.
Yeah, I was wondering if it would just be for the glass part or maybe even the bottom.
Yes, absolutely. You can stick it on here. You can stick it on the bottom. It has a sticky back, so it might stick better on the glass part. If you want to stick it here, I would just go over it with Mod Podge, and that kind of really sticks it on top and makes sure it's secured completely. But that's a great idea. Those were beautiful.
I'm sorry. What's Mod Podge?
Okay, so Mod Podge, it's kind of like a paint. It's white in color. I do have it, but it's in my cabinet. But it just looks like a paint jar. It's called Mod Podge. And what you do, it's basically adds a clear gloss finish on top of any painted work of art. So it basically just secures it, protects it. You just paint it on. It's white when it goes on. You paint it over wherever you need to, and then it dries clear. And it just gives it like a protective finish over whatever you're working on.
Is that the same thing you use like when you have a balloon and you put the newspaper on it and then you put this kind of paste stuff on? Is that the same thing?
Oh, no, it's a little different. That would be, yes, that would be like more like a paper mache.
Right.
Yes. I mean, it could act, but I haven't seen it been used in that sense, but it does essentially the same thing. But this is more of like a protectant for what you're using instead of more of a binding purposes, if that makes sense.
So would you use it on your painting right now?
So you could do that as well. Yes, you could do it if you, you don't have any places where if you're completely done and completely happy with it, you could totally go over the whole thing with Mod Podge and it'll protect it from chipping or it's just a solid, you just add it straight on. It's white and it dries clear and it'll just protect it.
Oh, you know what? We have Shamim.
Oh yeah, there you go, sister. Yes, there it is.
You can get that from the Dollar Tree, Sister Kika.
Yeah, I've seen it, but I've never used it. Yeah, cool.
Sister Shamim, what does it say underneath? It says gloss, luster, and protects and
glass luster.
Okay,
so it's going to give a glossy finish.
Sealer and finish.
Sealer and finish. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So Oliver's, we used Mod Podge in one of our crafts. Can anybody remember when we used Mod Podge?
When you did your glass.
Yes, we did stained glass, right? So Mod Podge, and you put food coloring in it, and then you put it in these glass jars, and it stains, and then you bake it, and it's right.
Wow.
So we made like Moroccan lanterns, remember?
Yes.
Yes.
I use it for my trays when I did
trays. See, there you go. I think there's some element of glue in Mod Podge too, that there's some glue in there too, not just all these.
Yes.
Yeah, it's one of those crafters, like insider cool, items to have if you're a crafter.
Part of your emergency kit. If it's not sticking, just slather it with Mod Podge and say,
do you use it for paper mache? Do you think you use it for paper mache too, or?
One of the, I think Sister Hafifa had asked that. So you can, but I don't know in that quantity if it will work.
Right. That's true.
I'm not 100% sure because it's more of a sealant. In a glossy finish as opposed to something that's going to dry and harden.
في عنا في خبز هدول اللي كانوا هون خليهم هون أنا عم بستعملهم.
Just going in with a little bit finishing touches here. Okay, so I'm going to go in with the lines. Let me see if I can do that. Yeah, this was, I had to wait for it to dry and now I'm just going in. I don't know if you can see it. I'll turn it around for you to see.
I like the idea of using stickers, maybe letter stickers if you want to personalize it, if it's easier. I mean, if your hand is not as steady about writing letters and doing calligraphy, that could be. We have an Oliver who does Cricut Cricket.
Oh yes, that's a great
like
idea.
a vinyl sticker probably. She could do some kind of.
That's perfect. So let me, while this is drying, I just want to share something. Let me see here. Okay. So I had used stickers. Let me see if I could. Okay. Zainab, I just share my screen really quick.
Sure.
Is that okay?
Sure.
Let me see. Share screen. Did that come up? Can you see?
Yes.
Oh, look how.
Oh, I like the iftar treats too.
So these are the ones that I did a couple years ago. So the one that it says Ramadan Mubarak. So my husband did his calligraphy on that. And then the one in the middle. So see how the jar size, the glass globe was really big. I think it's just a little bit of a bigger base, but the jar, since it fit on the top, I was able to fit it perfectly. And it held. If I held the glass jar, the glass bowl, it connected. It was the E6000 was really, really strong. And we painted the mountainscape with the crescent moon coming. And I used stickers on the one that says iftar treats. So the only thing I didn't have was the Mod Podge, and that I could see the sticker starting to peel off. So in that case, you would apply the stickers. There's star stickers and there's letter stickers, and you just paint straight over it with Mod Podge, and it's going to stick it straight. And if you look at the top on the lid of the iftar treats, I had some ribbon that had a little fringe on it. So I just glued it to the top, and it really made it really fancy.
Yeah.
And kind of. And then the one on the right, I did a landscape of clay houses and palm trees and things like that. So that was the one on the right. And this was part of my hot chocolate bar that I had set up for Ramadan a couple of years ago. And I just put hot chocolate bombs and marshmallows and Hershey's Kisses. And it was right on top of where I had set up our hot chocolate drawer full of cookies and stirs and candies and all sorts of fun goodies for the kids. And let's be real, and for me too. I enjoy that stuff.
I love the one where you put the iftar treats, where you put that trim. That's so cute.
Yeah.
Oh yes, like a little ribbon, any kind of fringe, kind of ribbon. It's anything that's dangling down. You just kind of hot glue it on, and it just kind of dresses it up a little bit. Any kind of embellishment takes it to the next level, and it makes it that much more wow.
And it gives it that 3D texture, right? Like
yes.
Looks beyond than just being flat. Yeah, I'm sure so many of our Olivers have those type of items at their homes.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And
I love the knobs.
Yes.
Oh yeah, so those were the beads that I had found at my house. I said I couldn't find these round ones, and I said, you know what? I have these laying around. I'm just going to use them because they had a flat side, and I painted them gold, and they worked perfectly, and they were kind of different. So anything that you want to use around your house, you could totally do it, and it will look beautiful. So those were the 4 that I had done. The one that was the landscape took me a very, very long time. I spent a few hours here and there working on it. But you can keep it very simple. Like I just painted the iftar treats. It was all in black. And then I just took gold on top in a little, a very thin paintbrush, and I just did dots, 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 and I couldn't write iftar treats neatly the way I wanted to, so I got stickers. I stuck them on. The next step would be to cover it with Mod Podge, which I did not do, and then that's it. It would take you less than an hour, I would say, if you went that way. It would be very quick, very simple, but it's very personalized, and it gives it that wow factor when you gift somebody something, or even just to display in your home.
And how many types of, or how many different sizes of terracotta pots you have here? You'd say there are 2?
So I would say there's 1. So the Ramadan Mubarak and the iftar treats, those were the same size. The glass bowls were different sizes though. I think the iftar treats might have been 4-inch, and the Ramadan Mubarak might be the one I'm using right now, which is the 6-inch. And then the landscape one on the right, that looks like maybe an 8-inch base with a 6-inch or a 4-inch globe. And then the big one in the middle, that looks like a 10-inch base. A 10-inch base with, I don't even know, what does that look like to you? Maybe 12 inches. Yeah, it was the jar, yes. And as long as it fits on top flat, where it's enough so that you can glue it down, as long as you just piece it together in the store and say, oh, let me try this, does this work? And you kind of make like a variety, and you have up and down, and it looks all nice together.
Yeah, it does.
It does.
It's very nice.
I love the hot chocolate bombs too. They look good.
Yeah.
Oh yes, that's from another friend, Crafty Abs. Her name is Abda Mayet, and she makes them, and she made these specifically for me because I had a whole color scheme, and I had the whole drawer, hot chocolate drawer, which I planned out cookies and things. And I said, I needed them in these colors. Are you able to make them custom for me? So she made them custom for me. And it was very kind of her to take out that time to make it for me like that. So I was really happy to display them, and we really enjoyed eating them as well, drinking them.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yeah, she is one of our sponsors in our cookbook, our first round of printing. If you have our first round cookbooks, her information is in there, I think. But that's awesome. These are beautiful. I didn't see these ones. I've only seen that one with the Ramadan Mubarak, but these are beautiful.
I'm going to see if I can share one more picture. Let me see if I have a, sorry, it's kind of in my email now. Let's see. Is my screen still sharing? I don't know if it's still okay. Okay, so this is kind of my setup that when I had first started. So I put the jars up on top, and then I just decorated my space with like a little runner and some Ramadan Kareem napkins over here, and then a little welcome Ramadan sign. And just some lanterns and candles. And then right underneath that, because, you know, we have coffee and tea and things every evening, then I kind of just included the kids, and we had our hot chocolate bombs down here with some stirs and candy, marshmallows, and things like that. So just kind of creating like a whole atmosphere using things that I have around my house. I'm really, really big on repurposing. I shop my house. I like to tell my mom, she jokes around. She says, when I came to your house, everything was all switched in a different area, and then you moved this here and this used to be there. And I'm really big on that. It gives a fresh perspective on things. So you shop your house before you shop outside, because I think, yeah, definitely. You can totally bring in things, take things out, move things to a different area, and it just gives a fresh new look. So these jars that you see on the left, they were on my dining table, and I said, they go with my color scheme, and I can put a candle inside, and it'll kind of give like a little glow sparkle. So I brought them and I put them in my hot chocolate bar, and it worked perfectly. So I didn't have to buy anything or find anything for that purpose. So I just wanted to share my setup a couple of years ago and show you how you can put it all kind of together if this is the route that you wanted to take.
I love your spoons with the chocolate covered marshmallows. And
oh, thank you. Those were a DIY too. They're just dipped chocolate, and we had stamps, and we stamped Ramadan phrases on them. So Ramadan, Siyam, prayer, fasting, and we decorated them with toppings, so marshmallows and sprinkles. And that's also another good gift idea. You can put it in clear wrap and kind of gift it together. So you could, oh, that's a good idea. I just thought of something. You could put hot chocolate bombs in here and then make little hot chocolate spoons and then tie it together with a ribbon, and you could attach it, and that could be one of your gifts.
There you go. And by the way, Oliver's, that runner was designed by Lubna. I think she designed the print and then she got it made, right? Am I correct?
Yes. we had made them a few years ago, and I had made them for myself for my home, and I had shared pictures of our space online, and a lot of people were asking about it. And so then I had more made, and then I was able to release them to the public. So that was really fun to do, and something special since it came from my house, and I was able to see it in other people's homes as well. And that was a very special moment for me. So alhamdulillah.
And these pink ones are Kashmiri chai bombs, right?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Yeah, here. I don't know if you can see my mouse moving too, but those are Kashmiri chai bombs. So that was more of a, that was little pink. And now I'm thinking about it. I didn't really have pink, but I do have pink because they're represented in the Kashmiri chai bombs. So that was really special.
I've had those. Those are delicious.
Mm-hmm. And those are rose petals and crushed pistachio on top of them, along with white chocolate. So those are really tasty as well.
Thank you for sharing. These are lovely pictures.
Thank you so much. Jazakallah khair. I don't know how to end screen sharing here.
I can do it. Let's see. There we go.
Okay, perfect.
We're back.
Okay, we're back. Okay, so I know we're kind of way past over time now, but this is how my finished product looks.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, go ahead and share a picture with me once you have the name on, and I'll share it on the Oliver WhatsApp group. Any last minute questions before we let Lubna finish up her artwork?
Very
Lubna, thank you so much. Beautiful. Very well done.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. I had a really great time. And I'm looking forward to seeing everybody's creations. Please, Zainab, also please share their creations with me, so that I can see everything that they've done and all of their creative takes on their creations, inshallah.
Yes, and we would love to have you come over in person when we're back to in person. We would love to meet you in person and do another craft. That would be awesome.
Inshallah.
On the spot.
Inshallah. Anything for the olive community, mashallah.
Because we love creative projects like this, and it's very simple DIY things that we have at home. So a majority of us would love to do something in person. All right, Olivers, I'm going to let you go. We see you back on Tuesday next week with Dr. Sophia doing exercise and workout. So hydrate yourself really well for a Ramadan workout in the middle of the day. Any last minute questions? No? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jazakallah khair. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum, everybody.
Walaikum assalam.
Ramadan Mubarak.
Ramadan Mubarak. Jazakallah khair.
Ramadan Mubarak. Assalamu alaikum.
Olive Community Services is a 501c3 nonprofit organization based in Southern California that provides culturally appropriate services to seniors, their family, and the community. Through its physical and virtual interactive programs, Olive engages participants in a variety of ways that promotes health and well-being. To learn more about Olive Community Services, to get involved, or to make a donation, please visit www.olivecs.org or email info@olivecs.org. Be a change maker, and together, let's live, learn, and thrive.